Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Youth Talk. The Algerian Muslim Scouts were crucial in fostering youth leadership and national pride during the Independence War. Today, they still continue as a key organization that promotes citizenships and cultural heritage. Today, we'll be talking all things Algerian Muslim Scouts with our guest Noor Huda Mahmoudi. Like we always do, I'd like to start by welcoming our guests. Welcome, Noor. Thank you for being today here with us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the invitation.
So, Noor, today, before we start talking, we recently celebrated an international milestone that you helped provide for the Algerian Muslim Scouts. Can you talk to us about it?
Well, it was for real a historical moment for me, for the Algerian Muslim Scouts, and for the Arab Scouts in general. Last 2 weeks, if I can say, on the 20th of August, I have been elected as a member of the World Scout Committee, as the first Algerian who get elected to this, hopefully not the last.
Hopefully, inshallah, you opened the door for many more to come. So let's start by talking about what inspired you to become a scout member and then afterwards a leader, as we can see by your outfit.
To be honest, this journey started in 2003 at the age of 8. What inspired as inspiration at that moment, I guess I didn't realize. For me, it was a place where I will hang out with friends, enjoy my time, learn new skills. That's what was in my mind back then, but I didn't know that I'll be having a transformative life experience that shaped who I am today. A few years later, I have taken different roles, leadership roles, from local to national to international level. And yeah, I'm very grateful that the 8-year-old me decided to join Scouting, and look where we are today.
That's amazing. How did you hear about it? Did you have maybe friends that joined or family members?
Yeah, so my local scout group is called a Tabsira Scout Group, and it is in our neighborhood. And I had a lot of girls from my neighborhood joining.
Right.
So, the word was spread out between all of us, and then I was like, uh-oh, I'm joining this with the rest of the girls, and I'm thankful I did.
That's amazing. See how a small decision that we take when we're small children can affect the rest of our lives positively, of course. So how was your experience as a scout leader influenced your personal growth? I know you've started since the beginning. You were a simple scout, and then you gradually learned how to become a leader and lead other young scout members.
Exactly. From the start, Scouting taught me how to collaborate with others, how to work in groups, how to have empathy toward others, how to be resilient, how to be critical thinker. And I guess these things, combined, can form the leaders we are seeing today, not just in me, but in all leaders of the Algerian Muslim Scouts. And, with the roles you take year after year, with the experiences you live, and with the situations you find yourself facing, whether positive or negative, all of this contribute in building the personality you are in today. For example, Noor, today is a huge part of her was built and constructed due to Scouting experiences.
Because you'd have to be social, you have to meet different people from different nationalities and learn about other cultures and heritage, and you learn to respect these different cultures, to live in peace. A lot of important messages that you receive from these experiences in the Algerian Muslim Scouts.
Indeed, it starts from the local level. You are in your scout group with your friends, mainly they are all from your neighborhood. Then you go to an event on the level of the wilaya, then you meet people from different neighborhoods, and then you find yourself, I know different people from different places in my wilaya. Then you go to the next level. You will participate in national events. Then you discover that the bubble gets bigger, you know. You discover people from different wilayas from your country. You discover how we are alike, yet we are different. And we embrace this diversity and we celebrate the richness of the country. And when you go to international level, it's a whole different world. You find yourself working in groups with you know, diverse intercultural background or different religious background.
True.
And you learn how to tolerate with everyone, to accept everyone, to celebrate this richness within the movement. And I guess this is something positive that we need to instill in today's generations.
True. Speaking of values that we need to install in today's generation, I'm sure as a leader you have to deal with a lot of young people. You have to teach them a lot of things, and among these things are the values that the Algerian Muslim Scouts stands for. Can you talk to us about these values?
Yes, basically the values of the Algerian Muslim Scouts are, let's say, one of the dear things to our heart that we pass from generation to another generation. For us, first and foremost, the love we have toward this country, how we are being proud of this country, how we work to make it a better place for all of us, plus how to create a generation that can be positive.
Right.
And can create a positive impact in the country. Sometimes we look at the younger generation as, I would say, a passive contributors within the community, wherein in fact they can be a real
Assets.
exactly, they can provide solutions, and not only problem creators are there being seen sometimes. They just need like the space and the support, and this is what we are trying to provide them in the Algerian Muslim Scouts.
And I think you're doing a pretty good job, since I've met a lot of members who are achieving and doing amazing things in our community, and we hope to see more of this in the future. Can you share a memorable experience that you had with one of the kids that maybe you have to teach or tutor when it comes to the Algerian Muslim Scouts?
Well, I'll share an experience that we lived last year in the Jamboree in South Korea. So for our audience, the Jamboree is the hugest camp ever, scouting camp. It's organized every 4 years in a different country of the world, and with the participation of more than 40,000 participants. Last year in Korea, we were 43,000 participants. And to be honest, the experience was not really pleasant, because the place where they decided to hold was not safe a bit.
Was it an open space?
Yeah, it's like, you know,
Camping.
it's like, yeah, it's camping in camps. So imagine an open space in the woods with tents for 43,000 persons. It's a huge. If you wanna like just walk around the camp on foot, it will take a long time. So it was not safe. A lot of head of delegations were concerned about the safety of young people.
Right.
And to be honest, I was the head of delegation of the Algerian.
So you were responsible of
Exactly, and I was a bit scared about my scouts. How can I take them back safe? Then after 3 or 4 days in the camp, we had the threat of a typhoon that will hit the site. We had to evacuate. And I was stressed, to be honest. It's a responsibility. You have kids in your hand. You need to bring back home safely.
What ages are we talking here?
So my kids were between 12 to 16.
So really young.
But the surprising, like how resilient they were, how strong they were. Like they were like, look, they call me leader. Look, leader, we are here. We're gonna have fun until the last moment. Don't be afraid. Don't be stressed. And they were like, you know, they were like the psychological support for me. And I learned a lot from this experience. At the end of the day, when I look back at that experience and they asked me how it was, I say, My scouts were happy, so I'm happy. They went back home safe, so I can't ask for more.
And I'm sure they've learned a lot from this experience and the way you try to manage your stress and still do your duties as a leader. Could you talk to us about some more challenges that you face as a scout or as a leader? Since one of these stories, I mean, when you have to go to a trip in a different country, you don't know the nature, you don't know the culture, the people, I'm sure it can be very difficult if it's not well organized. What are some more challenges that you have faced?
Exactly. To be honest, this experience, it was like a rare thing that happened rarely. You know, mainly these events are well organized, and we have participated in many events where our scouts go build the lifelong friendships, enjoy their time, go back home and spread that positive energy between their friends. I guess one of the difficulties we face nowadays, especially inside the country, let's say, are the different challenges all young people are facing and parents are afraid from. For example, the threat of drugs that's threatening our young people, and you know, everyone is trying to like solve this problem, whether the government, the authorities, the civil society, us as part of civil societies. So for us, this is the number one challenge, is to protect our young people, whether they are within the scouting movement or outside. As long as you are an Algerian young person, we care about you, and we are organizing a lot of awareness campaign on local, especially local levels, and we try to tackle those places that no one can reach. Because like this is the most difficult part of it. Sometimes we organize national campaign, but like we really don't reach those young people in those places far away. And this is what we are trying. As a national organization that is there in the 58 wilaya of the country, we have access to young people in all our wilayas, and we are trying to
mobilize them to
exactly
work with you.
in every wilaya. And this is what we're doing. Awareness campaigns, non-formal education programs, and even like competitions to create some atmosphere that will push them to be part of it. And yeah, we're trying, we're doing our best, and we are having some positive results so far, but we still in the beginning of the road, and we still have a lot to do as a whole country, not just as a civil society.
I'm sure that creating these safe spaces for these teenagers and young adults could maybe take the stress off of work, off of the school life, that maybe could contribute into pushing them into these kind of things. So it's a great thing to do, and I hope a lot of more civil society organizations can contribute to that a bit more. So Noor, could you tell us how the Algerian Muslim Scouts contribute to the community? Apart from these campaigns that you organize for the youth, you participate in a lot of charity work.
Exactly. You know, duty toward others or duty towards communities is something very important in scouting values. So we at the end, we are part of this community. Our young people are part of this community. So giving back to the community is the least we can do. So first, as you said, we do have this awareness campaign, not only on drugs then, but like on different topics. Right. Exactly. We also are there in every important occasion. For example, we are going back to school very soon, so you will find us helping with
collecting supplies and all.
Exactly.
I think I saw it, right?
Yeah, supplies for the orphans, for the people from marginalized communities. Also in Ramadan with the charity we do during the whole month. But you know, it's not something we do on occasion. This is something we do on a daily basis. Right. Exactly. Scouts do this in their weekly meetings or in their camps when they go on the beach or something. Cleaning that beach is a responsibility for them, although no one asked them to do it, but like it's part of who they are.
And so part of the values that you try to teach them.
Exactly. So you will find us serving the community, giving back to the community whenever the community needs us.
That's amazing. So, are there any specific projects or maybe initiatives that the Scouts are currently focused on?
Yes, recently we launched a project called Green Innovations, which is mainly about spreading awareness about the topic of climate change, how we can be positive toward this topic, how we can contribute as a Scouts, you know, just a little step can make a difference. So this is what we are trying to explain to our Scouts. We also we are teaching them about the recycling culture, and we will have the closing ceremony of the project in the next 3 months. So this is the main thing concerning climate change and environmental action. The second project called Young Leaders, which is a program to train more than 120 young leaders from all different parts of the country on main leadership skills that will help them to go back to their local communities and create positive change.
That's amazing. So maybe the Islamic principles have influenced the Algerian Muslim Scouts. From what I've seen, a lot of the values that Islam tries to put in us is also provided in the curriculum that's by the Algerian Muslim Scouts. So things like charity work, helping others, being involved in your community, being generous, being nice, forgiving, all of these beautiful things are maybe drawn from Islam and put into the values of the Algerian Muslim Scouts.
Absolutely. When this organization was started at the 1936, this was the aim, is to create a Muslim Algerian that will hold on into their identity. How it started when the French Scouts were here, and they had this like parade on the celebration of 1 centenary of the French existence here. Mohammed Bourras, the founder of the Algerian Muslim Scouts, have seen how they were disciplined and everything, and he said, why not having Algerian Muslim Scouts? It was a struggle. He struggled a lot to start this organization, and he lost his life, unfortunately, because of starting this organization. But he has a dream and he has a vision, and it was correct. He created a generation that is proud of being Algerian, being Muslim, and you know, back to what I was saying at the beginning, we are part of the community, and Islam is the religion of Algerians, and we can't go away from this. We say we want to create positive young people that can contribute positively into the community, and that can create a positive impact and a real change. And you can't do this unless you really explain to them what's Islam, and you really have true Muslims, to be honest.
Exactly. That's when it comes to Muslim values. And when it comes to being proud to be Algerians, part of it is promoting our heritage abroad with people who don't know or maybe haven't heard of Algeria or its traditions, which is what you guys try to do from the pictures that we've seen. Whenever you go abroad to maybe a convention or to participate in some sort of a competition, you always take the Algerian traditional clothes, maybe some food, maybe dates, anything that can symbolize Algeria. Why is that?
Oh, first we do this even on national level. You know, whenever we have a national camp or national training, we have this special day we call My Country Day, Yom Biladi. So My Country Day is an evening when, if it is nationally, everyone brings what symbolizes to their wilaya: food, clothes, music, art, whatever. And we just enjoy the diversity of this country. We have such a beautiful country with rich and diverse culture, and it's important that our young people get to know how their country is and how amazing it is. And it's the same thing that we do on international level. Whenever we have a conference, a forum, camps, also it's called International Evening, is something that you find in every agenda of every international scout event. What happens is everyone brings their how say glimpse of the tradition of their countries. Again, food, clothes, music, art, whatever, and you just showcase there. And yeah, this is something we do to show people the beauty of Algeria, to invite them to visit Algeria, whether in scouting activities or just for tourism. We are just trying to promote the beauty of Algeria.
That's amazing. Speaking of scout activities, I'm sure that you have to engage a lot of young people to participate in these activities, maybe ones who aren't members of the Algerian Scout. How do you go about engaging them? Do you use social media, or maybe do you approach them, or with the offices that are in all the wilayas? How do you do that?
Yeah, our doors are always open for young Algerians, but as you said, we try to approach them more and more through social media. We are there on different social media platforms, Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. So wherever we're trying to tackle, exactly, we try to tackle different categories of young people. So everyone has preferred apps, so we try to be in each and every one of them. Also, we try to approach them through open doors. Whenever the universities and schools are back to business, you find us organizing open days on universities, on high schools or middle schools, to invite them to join us. And also, we have some activities, especially on national levels, that are organized for both scouts and non-scouts. 2 years ago, we organized this event called Youth Challenge, which was a program about promoting the mentality of entrepreneurship and civic engagement, and it was not only dedicated for scouts but also for the non-scouts. Right. Exactly. And this is how you gain the trust of young people. You invite them, they join some activities, they see what we are providing, they see the added value of the scouting movement, and eventually we hope they'll be part of the organization.
That's amazing. I mean, even me, I'm intrigued to come and participate in the next event.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Noor. So I'd like to finish today's episode by talking about the milestone that you have crossed for the Algerian Muslim Scouts. You are now a member of the International Scout Committee. Could you talk to us about this achievement, and what are maybe some of your new duties as a member?
Okay, nominating someone for the World Scout Committee is not really easy. First, to decide to nominate someone, you need to have a strong profile that can be known. And I'm grateful that the Algerian Muslim Scouts, with its national board and our chief commissioner, Mr. Abdurrahman Hamzawi, has trusted me with this. My profile was built since 7 years. We have been building this profile since 7 years, participating in different international events, volunteering in some of them, so people would know who you are when you decide to run. And it was not easy. We were 26 candidates this time, but once you present yourself, you need to focus on 3 main things. First, who you are and what you did for the past few years, and this is what we have been doing, so people know me a little bit.
You're very popular, don't be modest.
Exactly. The second one is the content of the campaign.
Right.
Your motivation to run, your vision, your priorities, and I'm very lucky, to be honest, and proud to have friends who supported me with this. And to be honest, I have even non-scout friends who read files and learn a lot of details about scouting to help me, and I guess
to perfect the application.
Exactly.
Right.
To help me decide what are my priorities, what's my vision. And I guess these friends was the wishes I have always wished for, and I got them at the end. And finally, you have the work that you need to do during the conference and the campaign. And for that, I had an amazing team that traveled with me, the Algerian delegation, that I thank from here, saying thank you for being such a great support system. And this is what you need to do. You need to convince the people why you should be there, to gain the vote of more than 170 countries present there. Alhamdulillah, we were successful in this, and we were elected for the first time, as we said in the beginning. But we say it's a door opened for a lot of Algerian, Arab, Muslim girls, and it should not be closed, we hope. So the role of the World Scout Committee is mainly this committee is mainly the governance body of the movement for the next 3 years. So what we do is we oversight the different task force or work streams we will have to ensure that the triennial plan will be implemented, and to make sure that even the region and national scout organizations are aligned and fully engaged. In this last conference, we approved the new strategy for scouting. It's a 9 years strategy, and we will start implementing it in this next 3 years as the first step.
Good luck with your new duties. We're so proud of you. Proud that the first Algerian to join the committee is an Algerian woman. So Noor, thank you for all the information that you shared with us today. I'd like to finish today's episode by a piece of advice that maybe you could give to the youth who's watching us today and thinking of becoming a scout member or a leader like yourself.
First, I ask them to approach the newest scout group. Our doors are always open, no matter what is your age. I hear some of them saying, am I too old to join scouting? No, you are not too old. Please join us and trust yourself. I had my first international scouting experience at the age of I don't remember how old I was, to be honest, but it was on 2017. And if you asked me back then, you say, would you ever consider running for the World Scout Committee? I would say, like, me? World Scout Committee? Not really. And here we are today. So just do your best and trust yourself, and surround yourself with positive support system. You do need this. And yeah, welcome to the Algerian Muslim Scouts. Please join us.
That's an amazing piece of advice. Noor Huda Mahmoudi, everyone. Thank you for being our guest today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. See you in the next episode.